So let's continue our journey and listen to a little bit more about the Z desktop workstation updates. I'm going to introduce Josh Peterson, who is our Director for Global Product Management, working on my team managing these gorgeous products up here. And Mike Diehl, who is our Senior Manager, who is driving a lot of the high-end workstation product management for us. So let's welcome them to stage. Gentlemen. And Mike.
Hey.
Good to meet you, Jeff.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us today. As Jeff mentioned, my name is Josh Peterson, and I think I have one of the best jobs at HP, in that I get to look after the portfolio of products for workstations that includes mobile workstations, which Jimmy talked about earlier, but I also get to look after the desktop workstations. And so, working with technology partners, working with customers to understand their needs is what me and my team do all the time. And so what I want to talk about is desktop workstations and some of the things that we've got coming that Jim alluded to earlier. In 2009, we introduced the HP Z brand, and we reinvented the desktop workstation category at that time. And since that time, we've grown our unit volume for our workstation business by over 50%. We've taken the #1 market position in all the major regions around the world. We've introduced countless customer innovations, and we've won numerous industry awards from various publications for our performance, for our innovation, and the value that we bring to our customers. So what I wanted to do is talk to you a little bit about the portfolio of workstation products before I talk about the new stuff. So we have a broad range of portfolio, the broadest in the industry, and what does that mean for customers? Well, that means that we're going to have the exact right product for you, regardless of what you're doing, whether you're an engineer designing a paper cup or you're doing a full crash analysis on a 747. We've got the right product for you. So the Z230 workstation, the Z200 series workstations are, actually they represent about 25% of every single workstation sold by anyone anywhere around the world is a Z200 series workstation. They're small form factor or mini tower. It's our entry-level workstation, really designed for education or government or small medium businesses. It's no compromise workstation at PC-like prices. So those customers that are buying PCs today but running workstation applications are oftentimes brought into the Z family with a Z230 to begin with. Then we have our Z420. This is our single best-selling workstation. The Z420 is kind of the knee in the curve from a price-performance perspective. So all of our vertical segments, a lot of them will buy a Z420. It's our best-selling again. And it's a big step up from the Z200 series. So you get twice as many cores, twice as much memory expandability, twice as much graphics. So it's a big step up in performance and expandability, but a small step up in price. And then the Z620 is our dual socket workstation. You can put 2 CPUs, greater memory expandability, greater hard drive expandability, but yet the chassis is smaller. It's very popular with our media and entertainment customers who have to take their boxes on site or reconfigure them between projects. And also in the financial services industry for the traders that Jeff and Jim talked about. And then of course the flagship of our line is our HP Z820. This is the no compromise workstation. It has the best in expandability, best in performance, and it really truly represents our commitment to the video professional or media entertainment professional that needs the best possible performance. So if you look at our entire portfolio, if you look at on the bottom, the things that we're committed to, environmental leadership is something that we're absolutely committed to. We deliver the quietest workstations in the industry. We have a very broad portfolio of graphics cards to choose from our partners like AMD and NVIDIA with FirePro and Quadro graphics. And then we certify all of our workstations on hundreds of applications across the industry. We also have a commitment to high-performance storage. If you look at the performance ecosystem of a workstation, processor and memory has become very, very fast, and so now storage has become a bottleneck. And so now high-performance storage is an area of innovation and importance to us. So our partners like Fusion.io can deliver tremendous performance on the storage side and really complete the performance ecosystem. And of course, Jimmy mentioned earlier our remote graphics software and our performance advisor software. This is something that really truly sets us apart from our competitors from portfolio. So what's new on the desktop workstation? So Jim talked a little bit about this, and we're going to share the details of this, but we have Ivy Bridge processors with faster memory. We've got Thunderbolt 2 that we're adding to the Z4 6-8, and we've got new NVIDIA K6000 graphics cards. Okay? Before we get into the details of that, I wanted to highlight the Z230. So the Z230 is our brand new entry-level workstation. We announced this a few weeks ago at SIGGRAPH, and this is a completely new redesigned entry-level workstation. So we've got two new chassis designs. The mini tower, where we've made it smaller. Again, customers are asking us for smaller packages, so the Z230 is actually smaller on the tower side, yet still has roughly the same expandability. We also redesigned the small form factor to be easier to upgrade, easier to service, easier to reconfigure, which is very important to our customers. We've increased the energy efficiency on the power supply, and then of course we're introducing the latest architecture, the Haswell processor architecture from our partners at Intel, and we've got the latest NVIDIA and AMD graphics available. One thing that's unique about the Z230 is that this product is going to have a longer life cycle than typically the Z2 refreshes about every year. The Z230 is going to have a 2+ year life cycle, and so that's very important for a lot of our customers who they qualify an image, they qualify the system, and then they want to deploy that for a number of months or a number of years, and so the longer life cycle is absolutely important to them. So the Z230, again, it represents a big part of our business. A lot of our growth has come from bringing customers that were buying commercial PCs and running workstation class applications into the Z family, with the Z230. And we're very excited about this product, and we're now shipping this product. So we announced it at SIGGRAPH, and this product is now shipping worldwide. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mike to give you a little bit more details about what's going on in the Z4, 6, and 8.
Thanks, Josh. So, since we introduced the Z420, 620, and 820 almost a year and a half ago, we've continued to add value to these platforms to enhance our customers' productivity and the value to our customers. And today's no example with the new processors, new I/O, and new graphics as we talked about. So as Jim mentioned earlier, with the introduction of Ivy Bridge processors, that basically gives us 12 cores per processor. What that means is on a Z620 or on a Z820 workstation, we'll have 24 physical cores. That's a lot of processing power in a workstation. But it's very important to key customers in the high-end film industry doing 4K films, in the broadcast industry, and in the oil and gas industry. These are customers that can utilize every one of those cores. And what this means to them is an increase in cores is almost a 1-to-1 performance increase for those customers. So very critical and very important addition to the line. But we also understand we have a very broad range of customers, ranging from education, power office, and again, all the way up to the media and entertainment, which really stresses the boundaries of our platforms. So we still have customers that value the lower core count and the lower power that's provided in our 4 and 6 core processors. So we'll be bringing to market the full line of Ivy Bridge processors. And with respect to the 8 core and 10 core processors, these really create a balance between the number of cores that are available and frequency. We have several customers, many customers, who value frequency more than they do cores. Their applications aren't as tuned to utilizing the number of cores. Those in computer-aided design, for example, and some areas even of media and entertainment that aren't doing the real high-end film. So very important there. What feeds all those cores and the high-frequency processors is the memory. And so it's critical that we update that memory to much faster 1866 megahertz memory. That's the maximum supported by the new Ivy Bridge processors. That's an increase from 1600 megahertz where we're at today, and we're basically replacing across the line all of our memory to the 1866, representing about a 16% increase in just raw memory performance. And you know, when we develop or design any of our workstation platforms from the very beginning, we're looking forward through the entire lifespan of that platform, which in many cases exceeds 2 years. And we understand the technology that's going to be available during that time, and we design our platforms from the very beginning to accommodate those things. Our customers don't like to have image roles or have to change their software image. And what we can say with these new Ivy Bridge processors, as well as the other technology we're introducing, there's no image change required here. These are drop-in replacements with no additional hardware changes required. So again, our customers value the stability that we provide in their platforms, and what all this results in are happy customers, which we really like and strive for. Next thing I'd like to talk about is the new Thunderbolt 2 technology. This is truly a revolutionary I/O technology. It's revolutionary in both performance as well as the flexibility that it provides. We led the industry in the introduction of USB 3 on our workstations, and that provides basically a 5 gigabit per second link to the outside world. And we did that because our customers required that. But we've continued to listen and monitor what customers' workflows are, and what we've done is we've decided to add Thunderbolt 2 to our existing platforms. Thunderbolt 2 provides a 20 gigabit per second connection to the outside world of the workstation. Imagine taking your PCI Express high-performance bus from inside the platform and exporting that. That's basically what Thunderbolt does. So USB 3 is a 5 gigabit per second link. Thunderbolt 2 is a 20 gigabit per second link. That's up to four times the bandwidth improvement that we're providing. Very key to customers that are in the digital media and entertainment, allowing them to do real-time 4K workflows. The addition of external video devices, external hard drives, and even Thunderbolt-enabled displays allows a tremendous amount of flexibility for these customers. And the other thing is that you can actually daisy chain multiple devices, so hard drives, video devices, and again, Thunderbolt-enabled displays. And as I mentioned before, with respect to the Ivy Bridge processors, this requires no additional hardware changes. We're adding this capability as a standard PCI Express add-in card that just fits into the Z4, Z6, and Z8 platforms. So no additional changes required. And last but not least, we're adding the Quadro K6000 graphics from NVIDIA. This is a high-end graphics card. The highest performing graphics card, most powerful graphics card NVIDIA has ever produced. This is basically taking where we're at today on the Quadro 6000, increasing the compute power by up to 5x, increasing the graphics performance by 2x, and along the way, doubling the amount of graphics memory up to 12 gigabytes. So extremely important for those customers that are doing very high-end visualization, utilizing their graphics to do compute and offload the processors that we have. So increasing their productivity and their time to market for their products. We're also, with the K6000, supporting 4K resolution. So that's the first time that we've done that in a graphics card, as well as providing four display outputs in this card. So, you know, all told, new processors, new I/O technology, revolutionary type technology, and Thunderbolt, and then the most powerful graphics card ever produced by NVIDIA. Again, allows our customers to be as productive as they can be. And again, no hardware changes, no image changes required. So with that, I'll hand it back to you, Josh.
Great, thanks, Mike. So I just wanted to leave you guys with a couple summary thoughts. And you know, Jim talked about our focus on quality, and just a real quick show of hands, how many of you in the audience have been to the Fort Collins site to see the lab tours? So yes, a lot of you. Thanks, Jeff. A lot of you have been to Fort Collins, and so you saw the labs, right? So you saw the 10-meter chambers, you saw the dynamic test lab where we have the shake and shock tables in the ovens, and the material science lab with Dr. Paul. I think, you know, for those of you that didn't raise your hands, you know, there's always an open door for you to come and see the same tour that we send our customers through when they come to Fort Collins, and see the maniacal focus on quality. It's something that we're just absolutely committed to as an organization. And you know, if you come to the Fort Collins site, you get to see firsthand what that means. We also pride ourselves on having the broadest desktop workstation portfolio in the industry. So not only the broadest mobile workstation portfolio, but the broadest desktop portfolio. Again, what does that mean? That means customers are going to get the exact right product for what they need for their workflows. We also pride ourselves in being time to market. So the new Ivy Bridge processors that are coming out on the Z4, 6, and 8, those are going to be available right when Intel makes them available. And what does that mean to the customer? Well, that means that they're going to get early access to that technology, and they're going to be able to access the technology for the longest period of time. So being time to market is absolutely critical for the success of our customers. And last but not least, our customer-driven culture leads to great innovation. You know, I love working with customers. Just like Jimmy, we meet with customers, you know, constantly throughout the weeks and months. And a lot of times there's R&D folks sitting side by side with us, listening to the customer feedback, gathering those insights, and that leads to tremendous innovation. And I truly, in my heart, believe that that's why we've been able to take over the #1 spot and continue. But I can tell you that we're not resting on our laurels. We're absolutely committed to the desktop workstation space. We continue to invest here. And this is something that we're very excited about with the new product additions. So thank you very much.